Welcome back to Card Corner. Today we're doing an unboxing and review of the new New York Slims in blue by Missing New York. All right, we got two different decks of the NY Slims in blue. We have the 100% and the 93%. Now, did I mean to get both of these? No, but these sold out in a goddamn heartbeat. So I was like, man, I really want to look at this deck, see what it looks like. I really want to review it. I guess I will get a 93% to review. But then, oops, I found a deck on eBay, and no, they didn't rob me at gunpoint for it either. So I bought it real quick. So now I have two. So we're gonna do a full unboxing and review of the 100%, and then we're just gonna see how tiny this deck looks in my massive monster freak hands. And I can just get even more comments about how large my hands are in my comments. You think I'm joking? I've lost count at how many times people have commented on the size of my hands. Hands! Who knows? Maybe I'll start gaslighting people. You know, be like, no, this is a normal, this is a normal sized deck of cards right here. Maybe you just have really small hands. You know? All right, let's do it. It's got a pull tab so you can open these cards nice and easily. So right on the front of the tuck box, it says Missing New York Slims, blue, 1 of 250, 100%. And all along the sides of the tuck box, we get that design. Let me educate you real quick if you're unfamiliar with what this deck is referencing. Boom, I got the big guy too. Once upon a time, there were these decks called Virginia Slims. Yeah, so these are some pretty notorious decks. These are vintage blue seal decks. They feel great and they're cheap to buy. So this is what the back design is. It says, baby, you've come a long way. And you're like, I don't know what that back design means, but surely it's not referencing like misogyny or something. Wrong! All things lead to misogyny, you idiots. If you didn't know, now you know. Most things lead to misogyny. Let's see, do I still have the explanation card right here? Oh man, that one doesn't have the explanation card. Damn, I must have gotten rid of the explanation cards because I don't care about the story because I myself am a misogynist. Nah, I was probably just like, you know, ditching the ad cards and the extra cards when I was doing cardistry, and it's just somewhere, I'm not sure. But basically it was just like once upon a time, women weren't allowed to even look at a deck of cards, and now you can, and baby, you've come a long way. And Missing New York is paying homage to that deck with their own version of their Slims that has nothing to do with misogyny. All right, let's just pop these bad boys open. We get a nice dark like navy blue on the inside of the tuck box here. Really nice. Before we continue with this review, if you like this video, please make sure to like it. It really helps out my channel. And of course, if you'd like to see more playing card content and reviews, you should subscribe. You can even hit the bell button to get notified when new videos drop. Back to the review. There's the back design. Missing. There's always something missing. That's what it says. Sorry, my camera keeps just shifting. Let me get you right. Let me get you right. So this is an animated back design. Oh. Super cool. So the original cards had these really big pictures in it, and they have these like swirly Victorian designs throughout each card, and we're gonna see those designs reimagined in this deck. We even get a VS design in the hearts right here. Curious to see if we'll see some NYs in the Slims here. NY, NY, and we get those swirly designs, but they are reimagined in this kind of New York graffiti style. And this says something 2025. These were made for CCC, China Cardistry-Con. Right here we get like an uncut sheet type of card. And there we go. This is the Ace of Spades. Super fitting. Looks exactly like the Virginias. We don't get like a NY, but we get the back design. There's something always missing in the spade there. And we continue to get those swirls throughout the cards. And look at that, we still get the squares of back design as well. Really, really cool. This is how they're doing their court cards. Just the text throughout all of the clothes right there. Really, really cool. I really like this. Here's the ace of diamonds. I love that they kept the red pips and we get that kind of really light blue with the red outline right there. Very, very cool. Continue on with that design. We get another square in the three of diamonds. Love the look of the pips, by the way. We get these really pointy pips. Love a pointy pip. We continue the same court card looks in the diamonds as well as the clubs. Here's what the clubs look like. We get another square in the five of clubs. Here is that big ace in the ace of clubs. Here are the heart court cards. Here's what the hearts look like. The seven of hearts is the seven in this deck that's missing a pip. We get another square of back design in the six of hearts. Here's the ace for the ace of hearts. And here are the jokers, the Empire State Building and the Statue of Liberty. Really, really cool. I really like these jokers. I think they're perfect. There we go. There is the deck right there. I really like this deck of cards. I think it's really cool that they did an homage deck. We don't really see that anymore, or just a lot in general. It's kind of hard to find direct homage decks. So overall, I really applaud their effort. I really applaud the whole idea of this deck. It's really cool. They feel pretty nice too. These are WJ, of course. I really enjoyed that deck. Let's see that tiny deck, brother. Damn. I'm not seeing a pull tab on this. Crazy. This does not have a pull tab, so you cannot open your cards nice and easily. Couldn't figure out the pull tab in 93%. Oh, god damn, these are tiny, dude. Whoa, I cannot fathom the 87% and what they're gonna look like in my hands. This is weird. Oh, this is tiny, dude. God, that's crazy. I wasn't expecting it to be this small, like in the next down size. Oh my god. What is this, a deck for ants?
What is this? A center for ants?
Oh, this is bad. It's not bad, it's great for people who have smaller hands, but oh my god. Okay. Yeah, not for me. Not for Mr. fucking Colossal Hands over here. Not for Mr. Freak Show. All right, boom. The New York Slims, there you have it. I'm going to handle these cards for a while and I will be right back. All right, here are my final thoughts and review of the New York Slims by Missing New York. Back design, I'm giving the back design a 10. Super easy 10. I love the look of this deck. I love the look of Virginia Slims. I think this was a perfect homage deck. Being an homage deck like this, it's kind of hard to mess up the back design when it's really just kind of a copy and paste with Missing's own spin on it. I think they did it perfectly. I think it looks just like the Virginia Slims, but with some Missing spice to it, including that animation. As you know, Missing has announced a second edition, the red and gold. Those directly mirror some of the original colors in the Virginia Slims. Something I didn't pick up on until they announced that deck. This is basically a reverse deck of that. Red and gold, this is blue and silver. Duh. So that is also really appealing to me. It's kind of like Virginia Slims and Absolute Vodka had a baby. Make an Absolute Vodka deck next, you know? Whoa, what decks do you think Missing should do next? Although, you know, thinking about it, I think none. I don't think it would be as cool if Missing just started doing homage decks left and right. Also in the same vein, I'm really excited for the red and gold edition. I hope you never make another edition after that ever again, ever. Same reason, I think it's way cooler to do less of this. Unless you do the big box. If you do 2 new editions with the big double box, oh dude, that would be f***ing sick. But do that in like 5 years or something, you know? Feeling and handling. I'm giving this deck a 9.8 on feeling and handling. They feel really good. Now this is a 1 of 250 deck. I don't know if the low print run actually had something to do with how well these handle. This is definitely in the top decks for me when it comes to WJ handling. And honestly, I think this is the best handling WJ deck that we've gotten from Missing. This deck is super dry, but not in like a chalky way. They still fan really smoothly. I don't know, they just feel good. They just dance in your hands in a certain way. A little less of that moist, grippy texture that I don't really like from WJ. What's keeping it from a perfect 10? You know, at the end of the day, it's the same case as most WJ decks. This deck is handling very well. It's holding up very well. It is, you know, a little clumpier than most decks. It will clump faster than most decks. So far, this is holding up pretty good, but I can already tell that it's starting to kind of clump up on me. But, you know, other than that, this is a really good deck from WJ. Super solid. Overall theme and aesthetic. Obviously, this gets another 10. This is a highly customized deck of cards. Considering its source material, they really went all out. They copied those swirls, but they put in that missing kind of New York underground graffiti gritty vibe to it that you know and love from missing decks and aesthetics. The court cards are cloaked in the back design. We get the squares of back design in the pips. We get the missing 7. The theme being an homage deck for Virginia Slims is really cool. And I really like that they just went for it. Homage decks don't really exist. Now, there's plenty of decks that exist because of inspirations from other decks, of course. You know, you get the whole line of like casino decks that were inspired by Jerry's, whether that's like Fulton's Casino or Gemini Casino. Also, Win, you know, just kind of the simple 2 logo back design has inspired a lot, even Fontaine. You could argue that Jack Sellers by Theory 11 is inspired at least slightly by Absolute Vodkas. There's lots of decks that draw inspiration from previous decks, but there's never really been a one-to-one homage deck. This isn't like taking inspiration. This is Missing's version of Virginia Slims. Again, something we really haven't seen, and I think it's a really cool concept. And I think this is a really special deck to do that with. Overall, it's just really cool. They're really sleek. It's just a wonderful deck of cards. Overall, that gives the New York Slims a total deck score of 9.9. Insane work, insane deck. I'm really excited for the red and gold version. I know recently I've been kind of missing a little bit of a hard time for doing copy and paste. When it comes to this deck, I think if the red and gold version is the exact same as the blue version, I won't really mind it as much. This feels a little different, this being like an homage deck, especially this version of the deck being one of 250, selling out really quickly, people not really having the opportunity to get this deck. I think that makes more sense. Really, really crazy deck of cards. I love this deck of cards. I'm not gonna lie, I love it. I think by far, this is the best deck that Missing has put out in 2025. And it might possibly be the best Missing deck that they've put out under the WJ era. I'm just gonna say it. Yeah, I mean minimum top 3. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, please like, share, comment, send my video to a card enthusiast. Let me know down below, what do you think of the New York Slims? Do you like them? Do you hate them? Do you have them? Do you not have them? Would you like to have them? And as always, I will see you on the next one.
Ends.